been talking this morning on the Dave Monk programme on BBC Essex whether modern technology is good for us, in particular younger members of the family. Well, it's certainly been good for a brother and sister team, Rebecca and Ben Jilks, who have just won a national competition to develop an app designed to make the periodic table fun. The Boswell School pupils' My World of Atoms design was chosen after going through a sort of Dragon's Den style selection process, and Rebecca Jilks, one of the young people who created it, joins me now. Morning, Rebecca.
Morning.
Also with me is Penny Cater, who is their head of ICT, to tell us more about this. Morning, Penny.
Good morning.
Rebecca, to start with, please, excuse my ignorance. Can you just remind me what the periodic tables are?
It's basically a way of organising the elements, which they make up basically everything. They make up compounds, which make up particles, the elements.
So pretty important stuff.
Yeah, it's really important for chemistry.
Can you explain the idea behind the app? Take me through it simply, because I have to tell you that I failed every exam I ever took in chemistry, so you're talking to a complete ignoramus here.
It's basically the students can use the table and they mix the elements together to create compounds, and then using those compounds they can create objects and buildings, and then they can put that into their own virtual world in a style of a game, which is gamification, which they'll enjoy learning whilst having fun.
That sounds absolutely brilliant. So you start off with the basic building blocks of life, these on the periodic table. You start off with that on the app, and then you build it through to a real practical application.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely brilliant. What inspired you to do this?
Well, I'm taking chemistry at the moment for GCSE, and the periodic table seems quite daunting at first, but it is actually quite simple, and I want to show kids that it isn't too difficult and they can manage it, and chemistry can be fun.
Do you know, we were talking earlier on in the week on the programme about getting more young women into the sciences, you know, and engineering generally. Now, is it clearly something that interests you, is it?
I quite like science. I'm not too sure about chemistry, but
right,
yeah.
But science generally, it does interest you.
Yeah, it is interesting. Yeah, but kids at the moment they think science is like geeky or not so interesting, but it can be really enjoyable.
And tell me about the car. I'll bring Penny in a moment. You're sort of standing there, Penny. I will bring you in a second. But Rebecca, tell me more about the competition that you entered.
It's a national competition, so schools all over the UK entered. They entered their ideas of an app which would help people change. There was 200,000 students were entered over 400 schools. And
you got through to where?
We got through to the finals. So they split it up into 6 categories, and we were in the learning category. There was 3 apps overall in the learning category, and we had to go to London, and we had to pitch our idea to these dragons who were professionals in industries.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
what was that like? What was it? I mean, I would have been petrified doing that. Were you?
It was very nerve-wracking.
I bet it was.
They were really nice as well.
And what did they say? I mean, what sort of questions did they ask you? Do they make it difficult for you, or do they make it easy?
Some of them were quite difficult.
Yeah.
But we did manage to answer them. Yeah.
And so, what was the result?
We managed to win.
Yeah! And that, I mean, what an incredible achievement. And Penny Cater, you must be so chuffed, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm extremely proud. I was bursting. They worked so hard, and Thursday was not an easy day. They went through, it was a hard judging panel, hard questions, and then they had to sell their idea to 200 invited guests. It was a really intense day, and their pitch was amazing.
Well, it sounds amazing, quite frankly, the pitch that Rebecca was saying to me, because it immediately interested me, because I can see the practical applications of that, and it just sounds such a brilliant idea, doesn't it?
It was an amazing idea, and really that's what they come up with. And then we spent a couple of terms developing their idea. And Ben, who was part of the team with Rebecca, he did a lot of the prototype and did a lot of behind-the-scenes coding as well. So they worked really well together as a development team to develop their idea.
And Rebecca,
take it to the app for good.
Rebecca, what happens now?
We get to develop our app with professional developers.
What, and then sell it?
Yeah, in January we're going to publish it to the Google Play, the App Store.
Yeah.
And then people will be able to buy it and use it on their phones or gadgets.
So this time next year you could be a millionaire?
We could do.
Well, that'd be rather nice. Do you get a cut, Penny?
No, unfortunately, but the school fully supports Rebecca and Ben, and Apps for Good was an amazing experience for all of the students that did it as an after-curricular club. So, no, I mean, good for them, really. They come up with the idea. So, yeah, hopefully we'll be promoting it quite a lot. They've already designed their own website, so they have a website now as well, and they have a Twitter feed, so they should do really well.
Oh, it's great to hear this. Penny Cater, thank you very much indeed, who's the head of ICT at Boswell School, and Rebecca Jilks, and Ben wasn't able to be with us, but Ben and Rebecca, who got this app together, My World of Atoms, which I just think sounds a brilliant idea.